guys, darlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess with Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so much for being here for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. For those of you who are returning for another weekly, thank you for rejoining me for another one of these readings. And to those of who are my subscribers, thank you so very much for your love, your loyalty, and support. It means the world to me. I am forever grateful to each and every one of you. I want to mention that I have my first Capella class. People usually call them master classes, but I wanted to do something different and call it a Capella class on reintegrating the divine feminine. I have 3 different sessions for those. If you want more information, you can stick around to the end of the reading, or you can check out the description box below on more information about what that entails and how to book it and the dates and times and things like that. Also, if you would like a personal reading with me or a coaching session, that information is in the description box below. All right. I wish you guys a wonderful, beautiful, motivational, inspiring week, and I wish you a happy Valentine's Day. With that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. How are you? I hope all is well with you and your week is going well. I send you many blessings and much, much love for this week and the weekend ahead, as I usually do. Gemini, if you've never been here before, what we're going to do here is we're going to see what your overall theme is for this week, what you need to focus on and what you need to avoid for your spiritual growth, because that is what this is about. So you can align yourself with and attract the many blessings and miracles God has waiting for you. Stick around to the end so you can see what other guidance spirit has for you, what crystal will help you with your healing, what affirmation we have for you for the week. We're also going to see what the new moon in Pisces is bringing you, which occurs on March 2nd. And then we are going to close this out with guidance from Spirit with regards to your love situation. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's see, Gemini, what your overall theme is for this week. Remember that time is fluid. When I say this week, these readings really are timeless. Okay, Gemini. That doesn't always happen, so we are going to leave it at that. As I was saying, this is really timeless. So whenever you reach this is the right time for you to receive these messages. I also highly recommend you watch your moon rising, your Venus, and your North Node signs to get a bigger picture as to what energies are surrounding you and how to better navigate those. All right. There's something else, but I think that's it because we've got... How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is so funny, Gemini, because I was like, there are 2 cards since I've been using this deck for the month of February that haven't come out. And one of them was the yin yang, and look what shows up. You get the yin yang card. This has only shown up once, too. Okay, I believe Scorpio had this. Okay. All right. So... as usual, Gemini, I get 2 groups. Let's do the bottom of the deck. Okay, hold on. Oh my God, I can't get it. We have the silver waterfall. Let's just go through what came out. Love. Yin yang. I had a feeling that was going to come out. Weird. Worthiness. Emotional freedom. Connection. All right. Let me put them back in the order that they came out. Let me get my bearings straight here, because, yeah, there's a lot here. But I'm already getting quite a few things. As you guys know, I always get 2 groups, right? So I'm going to start with the first group that has to do some more work, all right? So let's start with the overall energy here, the garden. All right, this is about tending to your inner garden. The 7 of Pentacles doing the work, Eight of Pentacles. This is about investing your time, money, and energy in yourself. Putting everything else on the back burner and putting yourself on the front burner. It's not the other way around, okay? I also see Two Pentacles with this, where some of you have to really start prioritizing your health more, your vitality, okay? So when I look at this picture, there's this woman here. She's lying in this beautiful field. It's very lush. It's very fertile, right? She's just kind of like passing the time. So there are two things with this card. And for the first group here, this is your message as to what you really should be doing or not doing. There's a unicorn hiding behind the trees back here. Some of you might be like, I'm hearing wishing on a star. Some of you might be wishing, hoping, dreaming for things to change, for things to manifest. Or it's like, oh, I hope I get this job, or from working from home. I'm trying to manifest this. I'm trying to manifest this relationship. I'm trying to manifest more money. I've come to realization with manifestation. First of all, if you're not in alignment with it, it won't manifest. Second of all, I've realized that God will say, oh, I know you want to manifest this, Gemini, but I actually have something better for you. And there's something there's like a lesson to be learned with manifestation, as weird as that sounds. Because if there's something, let's say, Gemini, one of your lessons is to release materialism, right? You're always focused on money and having things, and I had to have this type of car or this type of job, and it's money, 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 right? And then you're trying to manifest more money, but apparently, according to your birth chart, one of your karmic lessons is about not focusing so much on material things, on money bringing you happiness. This is weird that this is coming out because I haven't fully really gotten this before, but there's something here where if you're trying to manifest something that actually isn't for your highest good, and especially if it's a lesson that you need to learn, it's not going to manifest. Again, especially because materialism is what? It's dark energy, right? That ties to the Devil card. Manifesting things are things that are for your highest good and for the highest good of all. So not only is it for your betterment, Gemini, it's for somebody else too. Everyone else has a part in this. So I don't know why that example came out, but it seems like some of you are just kind of like, okay, I'm going to do all the manifesting. I'm going to do all the rituals. I'm going to do all of this that I want. But if you are lying in the grass, not doing jack, then how is God going to give you the blessings? That's why I say what I say in the beginning. This is for your spiritual growth, so you can attract and align yourself with the miracles and blessings God has for you. God is not going to give you your abundance if you're sitting here lying around doing nothing. That's not how it works. You have to be doing something. And on top of that, if you are putting in the work, Gemini, you're planting the right seeds. You're not planting the seeds that are going weeds. You're planting the seeds that are going to grow flowers and trees and things like that. Fruit. If you're planting the right seeds, you have to be patient. This is also a card of patience. That things will come in the right time. When you plant a seed, it doesn't grow overnight. If you're trying to plant tulips or something, you're not going to see the tulip the next day. If you're planting a pine tree, that is definitely not going to come in the next few weeks, right? You see what I'm saying? The next few months, maybe. To become that huge tree, it takes a long time. So, some of you have to understand that there's things, what's it called? Good things come to those who wait. It takes time for things to grow, right? Especially when you're doing your inner work, undergoing your self-transformation, your shadow work, all of that stuff, it's a lot. And even as you're making progress, celebrate the progress that you've made. Take a pause and say, wow, look at my flourishing garden. But don't stop there. Because what I'm hearing from God is that God's saying you just got to keep going. You can't say, okay, I've done the work and now I'm just waiting for this to come. And let's say you stop doing the inner work, you stop helping others, you stop fulfilling your life's purpose. You're actually stopping the flow of things. You're thinking that you're done, Gemini. You're not done yet. I have to say, it's harsh to hear, but you know I'm not a BS reader. Being a light worker doesn't mean that you're talking about rainbows, puppies, and unicorns all the time. It's not. Because you cannot have light without dark. Shadow work is involved. The tough stuff is involved when you're doing the work, when you are undergoing your spiritual awakening, when you are doing the working on yourself. So it's a continuous process. We are never done learning, growing, and evolving. If you're still here, God isn't done with you yet. There's still work to do. So you have to put in the time, energy, and effort into everything if you want what is in alignment for your highest good to manifest. That unicorn will show up. There's magic here surrounding you. But you can't just be lying there waiting around. And I'm hearing like doing full moon rituals and new moon rituals. And yes, I'm not saying you can't. It's not like you can't do those, Gemini, because that somebody needs to hear this. But it's doing the dirty work. You have to play in the dirt. When you put a seed into the ground, you have to dig, do you not? You kind of have to get a little bit dirty. You have to go down there to dig that hole, whatever. What is it that they say? 3 thumbs down and then you plant the seeds, or 2 thumbs down? I don't know what it is. I don't remember, but some of you probably know better than I do. I'm not a gardener. But you got to get your hands in the dirt, right? And then you got to plant that seed, and you got to wait for it, and you got to fertilize it, and you got to have it, water it. You have to allow the sunshine to reach it. But you don't see what's going on underneath. There's a lot of stuff going on in that dirt before it actually starts to sprout. And you still have to take care of it. You still have to do your work. You still have to till the ground and fertilize it, all that stuff, until it actually flourishes. And then what do? You plant more seeds. It's not just growing one apple tree. God wants you to grow an orchard. That's like your harvest there, right? So doing all these things, the rituals, like I talked about, the moon rituals, and working with your crystals, and sending your prayers out and stuff, and you're just going about, okay, I'm just going to continue with my day. I'm not even going to work towards my mission. I'm not going to do my shadow work. I'm not going to do my light work. I'm just, doing all these things. That's where manifestation doesn't really work. That's when new moon and full moon rituals don't work, Gemini. I have to be honest. If you don't feel that you already have it, then it's going to be harder for you to make it grow, to make it thrive, to make it manifest. All right? And if you're just waiting around, especially if you're waiting for a job to come in, or abundance to come in, or a love to come in, are you doing anything about it? Are you taking the steps necessary to actually get things going? Or are you still lying dormant here, not taking action like the 4 swords? So think about that one. I'll talk about the other group in a little bit, but we have the silver waterfall here. You see how there's a woman at the bottom here? She's enjoying herself. That whole waterfall is just crashing down on her. But the last time I read this, it was kind of me looking at this as swimming upstream, even though she's at the bottom of the waterfall, and that seems pretty impossible, right? But here's the thing. It's kind of like going against the current. Sometimes we find ourselves doing that, and that having to do that, and that's a lot of hard work, right? Push through. It's like what salmon do. They swim against the current, right? But they're able to do it. There's something magical about those fish. It's the same thing with you. There's something magical about you. But at the same time, while it's difficult to do that, you have to understand that God is supporting you. The universe is supporting you as you're going through that, doing the hard work. But this is also knowing that you're going to reach the rainbow here. That is serendipity. That is the promise from God. That is the godsend telling you, okay, Gemini. It's like with the flood, right? With Noah, the rainbow appeared to make a promise to humanity that he wasn't going to flood the earth ever again. Noah was out there for a long time, not knowing what was going to happen, but he made it through. And there was that rainbow. There was the light at the end of the tunnel. And there's God's promise. But God will give you what he promised you if you do what he's asked you to do. And when he's asked you to do the hard work, especially doing it's like death card, right? Facing your fears, the devil and the death card. It's like Pluto and Saturn here. Learning your karmic lessons and facing the truth. Two of Swords. Some of you are afraid to face that truth, knowing that you have to do the shadow work. You have to put in the hard work and release what doesn't serve you. But know that God is going to give you that blessing in the end. There's a swan here. Swans might be significant for you. That may be a sign. But swans are about grace and purity. They are the animals that mate for life. They have one partner and one partner alone. Some of you may be wondering, when is this partner coming in? But are you putting in the work? Especially if you are a divine counterpart. What I call a light counterpart, which I've been guided to call, which is also similar to the twin flames. It's the same journey, but again, we don't put labels on this. You want things to happen with your counterpart, you have to put in the dirty work here, Gemini. But you also have to understand that there's a huge blessing at the end of all of it. Life will feel like you're renewed and refreshed. I see Ace of Cups with this waterfall. Birds are about communication and rising above things. Seeing things from a bigger picture, a different perspective, a higher perspective. There's abundance here because look how green and colorful this card is compared to the garden card, right? But a lot of stuff had to happen before God created this scene. It's like on the seventh day, God rested after he created the earth, right? He put a lot of hard work into the first 6 days. So this silver waterfall card is to help you to have that promise, to raise your vibration. Even when you're doing the hard work, Gemini, stay in high vibrational state. As difficult as that is. Yes, there's ebbs and flows. Yes, you will dip. Yes, there will be setbacks. I've been through it, guys. You know, I'm a high vibe 98% of the time, but 2% of the time I will have my, low moments. But then I remember what God's promised me. I remember that rainbow, that there's always peace, there's always blessings, there's always godsends. We have to keep that mindset. So for some of you, this is about looking at this card and saying, okay, it's a very happy card, right? It's a very happy card. But this is also about you staying balanced and happy, making sure you do things that are going to raise your vibration. And a lot of those things don't have to do with jobs that are unfulfilling. A lot of those things don't have to deal with having all the money in your bank account. Because I'm getting, for some of you, if it's a money thing or a job thing, it really isn't fulfilling you. Or even a career that you may be pursuing or that you might be in already. What is really going to bring you that health, that vitality, that true happiness? What are those things that are going to raise your vibration? And when you're feeling low, like I talked about, do the things that you know that are going to raise it. It's like for me, music is always my godsend, my go-to. Last night, I was doing some work. And I was like, okay, let me start working on these things and just push through. And then what happens? The devil starts to set in. There's a little bit of discouragement. And then I'm like, nope, let me go listen to these songs. And then songs are popping up on my YouTube feed. I was like, okay, I'm in a much better place now. And this song popped up by Richard Marx called Now and Forever. And it's been one of my absolute favorite songs ever since I was a child. I mean, I'm a huge Richard Marx fan, but that one song, I could see myself where I would be just losing myself in that guitar, in his vocals, in the lyrics, because they're beautiful lyrics. And listening to that last night, and I hadn't listened to that song in a long time, even though it's one of my favorite songs, and it just brought me back. And it was like, okay, the devil was like, oh, dagnammit, you know, the song comes in and it's now going to help Jess's vibration. You see what I'm saying? Go to things that are truly going to make you happy. And if you guys don't already know, what my go-to used to be, what was a karmic lesson, was material things. That never did me any good. And I got rid of that. And I know what gives me that true happiness here. What blocks out those negative energies. So start doing things that are really going to raise your vibration. Let go of the stuff that isn't. And you know what those things are. It's like 8 of Cups here. Even with the Death card too. Let go of those things. Spend more time in nature. Because here's the thing, Gemini, when you're going through ascension process and your luminosity increases, the devil sees it. The dark forces see it. They feel it. And they try to come after you to try to destroy you. I know for me, I've had physical marks of that when I first had that massive epiphany and I started on my journey. And it was one of the scariest things ever, to the point where I had to grab my crucifix and sleep with it for a week. And then as I was going through my process, I started to come to things that were really going to raise my vibration. And that's when I really started to pray more and I started to get closer to God. I spent more time out in nature, and that helped a great deal. And it still happens. Not with the physical marks anymore, but like last night, the devil tried it again. I'm like, nope, you nip it in the bud real fast. And again, for me, music does that. And I pray about it afterwards, and everything's all copacetic. So make sure you start doing things, Gemini, that really raise your vibration. Love. What does love mean to you? Is it somebody just answering a text? Is it somebody just telling you just how they feel all the time? Is that really what you want, Gemini? What about love from a pet? Love from a sibling? Love from a mother? Love from a father? Love for yourself, first and foremost. It's that song. That Night at the Roxbury. What is love? I can't remember who sings it. Anyway, some of you might know. Some of you really need to start asking yourself this. What do I love the most? That is going to bring me this type of energy right here. Shoot, I'm a huge water person. I love waterfalls too, and I would love to be there right now. What can help me get there, even though I can't physically be there right now, right? What do I love that is going to bring me this sort of bliss, this happiness, this joy, this vitality? How am I going to look at love to help me to raise your vibration? Now, as I always teach, agape love is the highest frequency of all, right? Being love is going to help you raise your vibration, Gemini. That starts with loving yourself. If you want a certain type of love, you have to embody it. If you want unconditional love, you have to embody it. Because that's what you're going to attract. If you don't love yourself, then other people aren't going to love you the way you want to be loved. That's why some of you have to ask yourselves, what does this really mean to you? This also talks about the love of God. Because a lot of us really don't pay attention to this, and I'm guilty for that. Me chasing all these dudes, well, it wasn't like I was chasing everybody. I only really dated 5 people in my life, and one of them was my husband. 5 or 6, that's it, I swear. And I didn't start dating till college. So I thought that's what love was, being in a relationship, having a boyfriend, or even like being in a marriage. What I didn't realize is that I always had the unconditional love of God, and that I had that love for I needed to have that love for myself. That's what I started to see, what was way more important. And when I got to that state, then all of these lower vibrational things started to fall away. I stopped attracting low vibrational males, jobs, friendships. It's crazy because I'm in complete solitude now, with the exception of my son. But, you know, I'm a single parent, so it's not like I can't have my son here. But it's just me. I don't have anybody here. I don't have family. I have a sister, but she's an hour away, and she's like some big wig at some job that I won't mention. So learning more about this was really important for me, so that I wouldn't feel lonely. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. There's a difference. So start asking yourself, what does love mean to you? Like for me, I have a huge affinity for music. For me, ideally, my person would have to have the same type of affinity for music as I do. Because that is where part of my love comes from. I love music. All types. Like I was talking about the Richard Marx song, right? I love the guitar. I love harmonies. I love melodies. I love violins, the orchestra, stuff like that. That helps raise my vibration, right? And for me, to have somebody there who has that same type of passion and love for music is very important to me. And the crappy thing was that I did not make that a priority with any of my other relationships. I didn't. Because there's a huge connection to that, which also would make a very deeper connection with somebody who has that same type of love and passion for music just like I do. I think love for me is singing harmonies with my person and playing music together, or writing it, or being around it, listening to it, maybe even talking about it, trying to see what we feel from it or what we decipher from it, things like that. Being out in nature. For me, a lot of it comes from music. Now that I'm looking at this, if I'm thinking about love from a person, but that's like a counterpart, right? For others, with my son, it's us watching silly things on YouTube, or watching things together and laughing and joking and being kids, going out to Target and hula hooping down the aisle and kicking kickbox and kicking around balls, not those balls, but what was the other thing we did? Skateboarding, trying not to fall on our asses, you know, that's love. You see what I'm saying? Love isn't all rainbows and puppies and unicorns either. It's not. There's challenges in it too. Being able to overcome those challenges and being able to accept each other's differences that are not like detrimental to our health type of thing is love. So some of you really need to really understand what that means for you. And then we have yin yang. Here is that other duality symbol, twin flame symbol type of thing. Masculine, feminine. Quite a few of you have to balance your masculine and feminine energies. Yin is the feminine energy. Yang is the masculine energy. Okay? When you find this balance within yourself, Gemini, your world comes into a much greater balance. Okay? When you come into union with self, you have your masculine and feminine energies balanced. Then you start to fully embody the true divine feminine within and the divine masculine within. You no longer have distorted energies when you have this within you. And if you are a divine counterpart, in order for you to reach harmonious sacred union, you need to have this balance fully first. Okay? If you're in a relationship and someone is too masculine, it's not balanced. The other person's too feminine, it's not balanced. Both of you have to be balanced first before the relationship itself could come into harmony. That's why I just said, when you achieve union with self, that means your masculine and feminine energies are in a sacred balance, kind of like the Temperance card. And your person achieves the same. And when you come together as one, you will have harmony. It will be a harmonious sacred union. But again, you want your outer world to change, Gemini, your inner world has to change. Some of you may be trying to take on both roles, which is not causing balance in your life. Or trying to be overly masculine or trying to be overly feminine. That causes a bit of chaos, does it not? When there's no balance, there's no order, there's chaos. And when if that is surrounding you or that is within you, then it starts to appear in your outer world. Some of you may be too passive. Too much of the hoping, wishing, praying, doing rituals thing, and not taking action. Not trusting your intuition. Not loving yourself. Not doing things in an organic way. Maybe some of you are being too aggressive, trying to take too much control of your life, of the situation, of people. Working, and not resting, right? Like I said, you can till that ground, tend to your garden, take breaks every now and again, but then go back up and do it, right? What is it that is not working for you that you know is out of balance here, Gemini? Make the required changes in your behavior. There needs to be a lot more harmony and balance in your life, Gemini. Know when to receive and know when to give. That is important too. This is a very difficult thing to acquire, trust me. For me, it would be different. All of my three big signs, the big three for me, they're all masculine energies. Double air with fire rising, okay? But luckily enough, all the elements in my chart are actually balanced. But because my big three were masculine, I had this tendency to be overly masculine and not enough feminine. even though I am a female. So go figure that one. I wasn't embodying my true divine feminine for a long time. And then I finally found this. And then my whole world became way more peaceful. And I still do not believe the peace, balance, and tranquility I have in my life, guys. It's otherworldly in a sense. But some of you need to start making adjustments. Start asking yourself, where am I too much yin and where am I too much yang? Okay? Worthiness. I think you guys might have gotten this before. Yeah, I think it was the bottom of the deck. You got to stop self-sabotaging here. You got to stop doubting yourself. That's why some of you, you really need to start looking at to what it is that you really need to adjust here to get you to stop self-sabotaging, to start getting yourself to really appreciate who you are, what you look like, the body God gave you, the hair God gave you, the eyes God gave you, whatever this is. Your talents, okay? What is it that you love about yourself? There is something to love about you, Gemini. There's always something to love. I know for me, what I think I talked about before, I wasn't valuing my brain, my intellect. And so many people used to talk about how intelligent I was ever since I was a child. I never really honored that. Nowadays, when I come up with things or I figure things out, I'm always good at figuring things out. It's been such a huge blessing for me. And being innovative and doing things different from other people. And I would always not thank God for that. It almost seemed like it was a curse. And boy, was I wrong with that. I wanted other things. And God's like, I gave you some amazing brain, Jess. And it was like, okay, cool. I had to change that for sure. That was an adjustment I had to make. I saw my worth in my intellect and my intelligence. I started to look at things for myself physically that I actually liked. So some of you, not only is it understanding what love is, but this is understanding what you love about yourself too. Do some self-reflection. It's like Ace of Cups. The Hermit. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, what do I like about myself physically? And some people freak out. I think I talked about Capricorn's reading. Go look at yourself in the mirror naked and see what you like about yourself. And I can already feel it. Some people are terrified of looking at themselves naked in the mirror. Who cares? Nobody else is looking. God created you as the beautiful being, the handsome being that you are. So stop trying to wish you had something that you didn't get when you were born. Just stop. Leave it alone. Understand that you are deserving of love. You are worthy of love. You're worthy of abundance of great things, but you have to do things to attract those. And if you you find that you cannot find value in yourself, how are you going to attract true love? How are you going to attract true abundance here? And whatever else your heart's desiring. Because lack of self-worth is low vibrational. You don't have to seek validation outside yourself to have someone tell you you're worthy of love or that you're lovable, that you are beautiful or handsome or intelligent or capable of success. You don't need that crap. It's God that you need. Some of you need to understand that the love is always around you. Why? Because you're a child of God and God's always loving you all the time. Even with the flaws that you have. We all have flaws. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's a saint. Even when you love those things that are a little bit flawed in you, you have really come a long way, Gemini. But start looking at the things that you love about yourself. Write them down. Go look in that mirror and talk to yourself and say, you know what, Gemini, I love you. I love this about you. Maybe some of you just start telling you yourselves, I love you in the mirror. I love that I had this ability. I love that I had this color eyes or this shape eyes or whatever, this frame or something like that. I love that I can sing. I love that I am gifted with, I don't know what. Pick something. Stop finding the things that you don't like about yourself. Why are you doing that? And money isn't going to make you worth more than anything. Money doesn't determine what you're truly valued at either. That's for somebody here. That value comes from within. When you find your inner wealth, you attract the outer wealth. Emotional freedom. This is you being honest with yourself and authentic. If you can't be honest with yourself and other people, you're going to be emotionally trapped. All right? Embrace your uniqueness. Honor your uniqueness, your self, your identity, your individuality. Being authentic, your true self, Gemini, is what really sets you free here. As we've all heard, the truth sets you free. And that owl with the truth and wisdom, we talked about birds, right? Seeing through the facade. Communication. Talking to yourself in a more healthy manner, right? Seeking the wisdom to know the truth about who you really are. And if you're single, that is not a bad thing. There's nowhere that's written that says you will be condemned to hell if you're single. I don't see that anywhere. Or you're doomed if you're single. That's for some of you here. See, some of you, there's something about, some of you don't have somebody right now. And you're like, well, nobody loves me because I don't have this and I don't have that. You got to stop it. You have to stop doing that. All right? There's some single people here who are like, oh, well, I'll feel loved if I'm in a relationship. Nope, nope, and nope. Do not do what I did, Gemini. Don't do it. I talked about you have to embrace that self-love, and you have the love of God, your angels, your ancestors, your whole spirit team. Parents, if you have kids, your kids love you unconditionally. You do not have to be in a relationship to feel this love. You don't. That's why some of you need to really reevaluate what this means to you. What that really is. Again, with the connection card, you do not need to be in a relationship to feel loved. Okay? Having a connection with someone, what does that really mean? You can even have insane chemistry with somebody, but if there's lack of communication, if you guys can't be vulnerable with each other, if you can't be emotionally free, you can't be yourself, that is not a true connection. It's not even harmonious, nor is it successful. Is it going to be successful? All right. You have to be able to be your true self here. You can't hide any secrets. You can't keep things in from somebody and pretend that they don't exist. That's not going to bring about a relationship that's harmonious either. You see how there's a lot of work involved to having like true love here? I said true love isn't always about rainbows, puppies, and unicorns. And we got Pegasus here. We already saw a unicorn in this card. You got a lot of magic surrounding this, but that magic isn't really going to happen, Gemini, until you actually realize what is involved to have this true love, okay? So this is about, you have to stop deceiving yourself and to stop deceiving others. And it doesn't have to be about romantic relationships either. It could be with everybody else. You can't pretend that nothing's wrong. You can't pretend that, everything's all rainbow unicorns and stuff. I mean, hey, I was already vulnerable, right? I'm blessed to be high vibe most of the time, but I do have my moments. Why? Because I'm human. And the devil likes to get to those who are really putting in the work and their light is shining brightly. That's never going to end. This is why working in solitude is going to be so important. Doing the work in solitude, I should say. And a lot of you have to really also respect the individuality of the other person too. Acknowledging, their differences, as I said, their attitudes. But remember, it has to be something that's not detrimental to them or to you or to the relationship itself. Okay? Somebody may be different, but if someone is like trying to control you or is coming from like narcissistic tendencies, then no. You have to stay away from those energies, okay? This could also be where maybe somebody has a fear of if you're in a loving relationship, that it's going to compromise your emotional freedom. If somebody can allow you to be who you are, Gemini, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. If somebody can allow you to be your true, authentic self, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. Again, they're emotionally trapping you. That's why it's important for each other to honor our own uniqueness and honor the uniqueness that somebody else has. But again, it's having that uniqueness of those qualities that are high vibrational, not low vibrational. And then connection. You have to have excellent communication if you want to have a strong, deep connection with somebody. On top of other things. And I talked about music, right? See, look, this tends to come up. If you find things that you both are passionate about, and it doesn't have to be everything because it's not going to be the case, that's too idealistic. But if there's something that you really love, Gemini, that bond's going to be deeper if that person loves that same thing. There's a huge bond there. Like you can really connect with something. For some of you, it is music. Like for me, but understand, with a true deep soul connection, it's not just about liking music and liking margaritas or something and that's it. Even with just insane chemistry, there has to be excellent communication. There has to be both of you being able to be vulnerable with each other. I mean, having something like this, it talks about everything else. That's why all these cards came out. Okay? That's why all those cards came out, because it all leads to having that true close bond with somebody. A lot is involved in that. And in order for a true connection, a relationship to thrive, both people have to be well understood and appreciated. And again, that ties into even loving them with some of the flaws that they may have, or, maybe somebody gets really loud watching football or something and throws pillows around, but not like where it's anger or something like that, or they get all excited or something, okay? And, that might bother you, but is that really detrimental to the relationship? You see what I'm saying? Understanding why they act like that. I know it's funny because for me, when I would watch football, I would get, I'd start cursing like a sailor, and It's funny because some people would say I'd act like a guy because of how I would act watching football. I mean, I would say call out stuff, and it's just funny. It's just funny. And I know somebody that I dated didn't like that. So what did I do? I stopped doing it. But that was pretty wrong for me to do, right? Because that's who I am. So that's just an example. You guys can probably pinpoint some things about what a partner may have done or does, and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, why are they doing that? That's so annoying. But until you start like asking them, or you let them be that way, you're going to have a much more successful relationship if you allow that. Okay. This is also when you're having that communication. If you don't understand something, Gemini, ask. Don't assume that, don't assume anything, right? It makes asses out of you and me, of course. If you say something and the person doesn't get it, that person should say, well, can you please explain that? If a person tells you something, before you get triggered, before you lose it, hold it for a few seconds and ask your person, what do you mean by that? Can you help me better understand what you just said? Right? It's active listening, not passive listening, okay? Let the person talk. Don't interject. Let them get out what they need to say. But communication is very, very important to have a very healthy, harmonious relationship. And if you're unclear about something, ask more questions. This even talks about revealing your innermost passions, your dreams, your loves, your goals, your aspirations, all of that. When you feel capable of being able to express yourself, and even if somebody says, oh, wow, really? That's a dream of yours? And if somebody makes fun of it, I would kind of question that. Or maybe ask them why they're making fun of it or something. Try to see where they're coming from, okay? But if somebody continuously doesn't allow you to speak, doesn't allow you to get your point across, or, you know, they're doing all the talking and they're making sure that you have nothing to say, that's a problem. Or even if you say something and they interject you, or you say something and they get triggered really easily, there's an issue there. All right. Oh, my Lord. For the others of you, you've been patient enough. You've built some wonderful garden for yourself. It's now time to reap the harvest. You do your work and then you take your breaks and you go back to doing your work. You have a balance here, okay? You have a balance. See, again, Seven of Pentacles, there's a harvest coming in for you. Your patience is going to be greatly rewarded. For some of you, this is, you have everything you need now, and now what's left that's coming in is the love part. That's what God promised you. You are getting your blessings here. Because you've maintained your high vibration through everything, even the ebbs and flows of life. There's the swan there, signifying union, even though there isn't two swans, but that's what I'm getting here. It's like your lifetime partner is now coming in because you have been able to stay high vibrational even without having your partner, and for your counterpart. And for some of you, you haven't spoken or heard from your counterpart in a very, very long time. So now that blessing's coming. There's something serendipitous that is happening. Why? Because you are fully balanced your masculine and feminine energies. You've done the hard work, right? with tending to your garden. You did the shadow work, the inner work, all of that stuff. You have been able to balance your yin and yang. And I'm looking at this card. I was talking about it before. There's a female hand here with an engagement ring, and there's a male hand here. So I kept looking at this, and they said, Jess, you have to talk about this for the next group. For the next group here, there's a union here because this is a symbol of twin flame duality. You now complement each other because you are now balanced within. You've achieved union with self. You are now ready to come into union with your person because you are vibrating at that level, at the violet flame frequency, okay? And there's an engagement here because she has an engagement ring on. There's going to be some sort of proposal, like a Knight of Cups type of thing here. There's marriage, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles for the long term. All right. There may be something here where when this connection comes in, it's going to come with a lot of stuff. It's not just an engagement. It could be coming with a lot of money, coming into family business that's very lucrative, or a new home, or a new whole bunch of stuff. It's like you're going to be completely abundant, or your finances are going to greatly change. You may not think that you're actually deserving of this because maybe this person is going to, there's something about a love language with this person that their love language is showering you with gifts or giving you things, but this is not to control you. It's because they understand their role as the ultimate provider and protector, which is the true role of the divine masculine. Okay. So maybe some of you with this that's going on, maybe even you might get an engagement ring that is worth a ridiculous amount of money. Okay. It could be like a huge carat amount. And you're going to think, oh my gosh, do I really deserve this? Like, you're going to be thinking, oh my God, this is too much. But remember, for those of you who've already achieved this type of balance, you are worthy of it. Okay, don't go backwards. A lot of you spent a lot of time really loving yourself and loving the qualities about yourself, even the things that you weren't too proud of. You came to terms with that. All right. You stopped self-sabotaging. You started to understand what true love was all about, and you started really loving yourself first. So there's love coming in here, right? Love and blessings and abundance and an engagement for some of you. There's going to be a heart-to-heart conversation with both of you because owls are about communication. I'm seeing a lot of birds here, and there's bird feathers too. Okay, there's birds here. And then the rabbit, new beginnings, okay? This is winter. Might happen during the winter season. We still have like about a month of winter left. You guys are going to have these heart-to-heart conversations, or at least one big one. And this is where I'm talking about revealing the secrets. Okay, the truth will set you free. Both of you are really going to say a lot of things that were never said, because what happened was during the separation, the incident that happened right before it, a lot of things were left unsaid, and probably the entire connection between the two of you, a lot of things were left unsaid. Okay. So now you're going to be able to talk and have these deep conversations, and you're really going to connect at a much deeper level here. This may happen on a trip. And I keep getting this with this card and yeah, it's like wintertime now in the Northern Hemisphere. So maybe you're going to go somewhere sunny, an island, or somewhere with palm trees or something like that, something with the beach, water, whatever this is. It's going to be like a romantic getaway, and you guys are really going to start having some conversations, because what I'm hearing is that apparently your person wants some time alone with you. They want to not have any distractions, and they really want to sit down with you and talk. It's like a huge talk, like everything's going to come out onto the table. All right, this is going to be necessary to clear a lot of stuff. It's also going to bring up some secrets, okay? As I said, some truths here. And this is going to be a big test for the masculine and the feminine to see if they've truly, truly, truly have learned their lessons, especially with forgiveness and unconditional love. Because some stuff may come out from the both of you that may be a little bit hard for the other person to hear, but it's going to be up to the person to see, okay, well, did I learn my lesson about forgiving and unconditional love and understanding things, right? This is why with questioning, stuff with asking questions, being understood, right? That's going to be very important here. And if you're having this conversation here, Gemini, and somebody gets triggered or you both get triggered, you guys are not ready yet. If someone just storms out, walks out the door, you're not ready yet for harmonious sacred union. Because getting triggered and getting angry, belligerent, that's what? That's dark energy. That's not going to bring about a harmonious sacred union. So again, that's why for some of you, you're going to be tested with this conversation, or it could even just be a date. It doesn't even have to be a romantic getaway, but there's something here about a date, or some communication is going to come in. You're going to get invited to something. Go to dinner, go on a trip, it depends, but there's communication here like I talked about. There's a lot of birds, and then here's the letter. It's a love letter, comes in, invitation to something where you guys are really going to have a very, very serious talk. And that's going to help you guys get a lot closer. And you're really going to understand what happened. You're really going to understand why you kept things from the other person, or why you were hiding, or why this, and that. All right? Or what happened. Okay? That's going to be very important because those truths have to come out. You cannot have any more lies or secrets if you're coming into harmonious sacred union, because there's still darkness there. Okay? Yeah, there's something with music here. Either somebody wrote a song for you, or they're going to be playing a song for you, or something like that. Or you guys are really going to bond over music, because apparently you guys are really bonded over music to begin with. Well, why did I feel like Gemini's reading was going to start off long? I guess Gemini, you guys got a lot. There's a lot going on. Some of you, there's a lot to learn. Others of you, with coming into union, there's going to be some big conversations. Let's see what you need to focus on for this week. What does Gemini need to focus on for this week? Well, and here it is. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. And the Six of Cups. Okay? Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. Separation for some of you. I'm just going to flat out call it, you know. Some of you stop trying to control this connection, okay? It's like she's pulling this guy by the hair, and he's like, God, please, can she just not drag me by my hair? I'm not saying that some of you are literally doing this, but you get the point. Some of you, there's still something here about trying to control the situation, because either you don't like separation, or you're trying to force separation to end. No. Separation is required for you to do the work. No wonder all these cards came out here. Go back to everything that I said. If you forgot, there's a lot that has to be done during separation. Okay? A lot. Again, all the full moon rituals and things like that, new moon and manifesting, it's not going to be enough, guys. It's just not. You have to put in that work. You have to do the healing from the broken heart. This is tough stuff to do. All right? And if you're thinking that maybe dating is going to fix it, it's up to you guys. But let me tell you, my guides were like, they kept forcing it out of me. They're like, Jess, no, dating's not going to help you. It's not. And it didn't. The hardest work has to be done during separation and in full solitude, completely independent. Dating will interfere with your self-work, okay? So some of you got to stop trying to, avoid separation or control it or rush it or whatever it is, try to end it. No, the healing has to be done. Get out of that loss, that funk, that sadness, that grief, the disappointment. Stop. It's low vibrational. It has to stop. You have to be Queen of Swords and cut that out of your life. Stop making excuses and really start focusing on learning your life's lessons and becoming wiser from it. Speaking your truth. Some of you may still need to say something to your masculines and be like, look, man, like, here it is. Don't put so much emotion in it. Use discernment. Come from a place of love. Don't be Queen of Swords in the reverse, chopping people's heads off and be completely cold-hearted here. Don't do that because you're coming from a low vibrational place. Some of you who still need to speak your truth to somebody, it's really time for you to start doing that. But the majority of you really need to start focusing on cutting out what doesn't serve you. Okay? Keep doing it. I know at one point for me, I was like, okay, I think I'm pretty much done. And then God was like, oh no, you're not done. Not yet. I was like, oh, there's still work to do. And God's like, yes, there's still work to do. There are still lessons to be learned. Right? Sometimes I will get tested to see if I really learned my lesson. And sure enough, I'll pass it. There's always going to be lessons to be learned. Like I said, guys, we continue to learn, grow, and evolve. It's never ending. If you're still breathing on this planet, God is not done with you yet. So some of you really have to get into this power and, you know, with that divine guidance you're getting, make a plan and execute it. Don't just sit around waiting here like the garden card. Okay, well, cool. Spirit told me to do this, but I'm not going to take any action. That's too much yin energy. When the divine feminine gets her guidance, she does something about it. She does what's necessary, and then she lets God handle the rest. That's where the magic comes in. Some of you need to really start taking action and stop making excuses for not committing to the plan or following your divine guidance. Again, with separation, you're going to be learning a lot of things. She went through some hard knocks in life and she learned a lot from them. And she didn't blame God. She didn't blame anybody else for what she went through. She knew she had to go through all that crap to become the Queen of Swords, to become wiser, to learn those lessons. Start seeing the humor in situations, Gemini. Don't be all adult. Don't be all serious, because that's what life isn't about. It's not all fun and games either, but it's not all work and work and work either. Or career. You have to have a balance. Head, heart, balance too with this. And now we have a king. We got a king and a queen here. This is your energy, Gemini. Right here. And here's Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe you're dealing with an Earth sign, or maybe they have that in their chart. But what I'm getting from this is you guys got to really cut stuff out that doesn't serve you. And just, again, see the human situation. Really continue to learn from your life's lessons. Don't chop people's heads off. And really start focusing on how to better manifest. You have to be in alignment with what it is you're trying to manifest. If you're low vibrational, if you are in Three of Swords energy, you can't manifest your heart's desires if your heart is broken, right? How are you going to manifest something for your highest good when your heart is in darkness? Doesn't make any sense. Start building for yourself. There's something with writing or something, or publishing for some of you. There's something about that actually brings you health and vitality. When you probably write your sorrows, your pains, something like that. Something creative, something with regards to script or something like that. Write it down. That's going to be healing for you. Maybe create a business out of it. Start some blog or start something from it with regards to your talents here, and build. Some of you are very gifted with writing, because with the King of Pentacles, that's having the Midas touch. Okay? Some of you need to start focusing more on that. Your artistic gifts here. That could very well bring you a lot of wealth. King of Pentacles is a wealthy guy. Okay? She's super intelligent. That's why I was talking about my intelligence. I was like, shit. I could be using my brain power to build myself magnificent, right? And boy, I wasn't paying attention to that but I am now. Same thing for the others of you. Build something with your intellect, your writing talents, whatever this is for you. Transmute that pain into something beautiful, into something lucrative, prosperous. You got to get more grounded. This comes up a lot in your readings, Gemini. Spend more time out in nature. You're going to get some sort of epiphanies. There's going to be these ideas coming to you when you do that. Okay? This is also going to boost your manifestation skills. All right? You got to really start mastering healing this right here. If you are a divine counterpart, this has to be completely cleared before you can come into harmonious sacred union. Like completely cleared. To include forgiveness. Forgiveness is what's really going to heal this completely. This broken heart, okay? You really got to start finding a lot more harmony in your life. And what helps greatly with that is grounding and being out in nature. This guy's always out in nature. He understands the law of attraction. His vibration is so high that he attracts his wealth. He worked hard to get here, but now that he did all the inner work, now he's attracting the wealth, right? He built his inner wealth, or he achieved that great inner wealth, and then he attracted it. That's why he's as wealthy as he is, because he found that value and worth within. And he worked hard at that. And he worked hard at learning his life's lessons too. And he became wiser. These are very wise people. Wisdom through pain and suffering is what is the big thing right here is. Six of Cups. From your past, from your childhood, healing from that childhood trauma, all right? Healing from a past life relationship, your counterpart connection, your soulmate connection. And some of you, this is transmuting those energies, those low vibrational energies. Again, some of you, there's something with writing here involved. Could even be writing music too, because look what's underneath the Three of Swords, the King of Cups. Artistic stuff. I talked about music, did I not? This is the one who really gains wisdom through pain and suffering. What does he understand about true love? That love heals all things. It conquers and heals all things. It's the only thing that's going to heal anything. Can't put a band-aid on it either. Stop reminiscing about the past. Stop getting all nostalgic. Okay, stop letting the past affect you. You got to move away from the past. All right. Give yourself tender, loving care. All right. Treat yourself like a child. Like that baby. Like you would take care of a baby, right? Start treating yourself kind of like that. I'm not talking about, giving yourself a bottle and wearing diapers and stuff, but you know what I mean. Okay? Tender, loving care. Be sweet and kind to yourself as you're going through this process. You are gaining a lot of wisdom and vitality through this connection here. For others of you, somebody's coming in to heal. Finish doing the healing in your heart space or in the connection, because someone's coming back from the past. Your counterpart's returning. Your soulmate's returning. As the King of Pentacles. I talked about, that's why I said someone's going to be showering you with gifts. Their love language is giving you things. That's what the King of Pentacles does. King of Pentacles is the ultimate provider and protector. I talked about that. Your person is coming in as this king here, and they have overcome a lot of this cold-heartedness. They're coming in to really speak the truth. They're no longer making excuses for holding their feelings back. There could be something here where they healed a past connection with somebody that they were divorced from, because this is a divorced person. This is also being independent. And I talked about going back to those who have to do the work. You have to do the work alone. Okay? Fully independent. So for those coming into union, this is a reconciliation, right? This person is going to be giving you the truth here. No more excuses, laying everything out on the table. She doesn't hide anything. All right? She knows that the truth sets her free. She knows that the truth is important. So this King of Pentacles is coming in also with this Queen of Swords energy to bring the truth. But there's also something about where I understand my role now as a true divine masculine, and I want to reconcile with you. This a reunion, reconciliation. I want to make amends here. This is about peace and harmony, because that's what sixes are about. Could happen in 6 days or in the 6th of next month. The 6th of next month is what, March 6th? Of course it is March 6th. Something along the lines of like with the number 6 here, where there's some change here, or this person comes in or something like that. But this person also healed from a divorce, because again, this is a divorced individual. Maybe they also healed from somebody who was like Queen of Swords. Maybe they were dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and that person was very cold-hearted. They were like the cold-hearted bitch here. Made calculated moves, played mind games, was very manipulative, especially with words and the mind, okay? That's what she does. That's her dark side. She's mentally abusive, okay? Maybe your person was dealing with somebody like that, and they healed greatly from that, dealing with that person. And apparently some of your person may have been very well been married to this individual, because again, that's a divorced person here. So yeah, there's making amends. They're showering you with gifts, understanding their true role as the ultimate provider and protector here. Okay. All right, let's see what you need to avoid. What does Gemini need to avoid? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Sirians. There's a lot of Gemini. Look, you're showing up, Gemini. Here's the Magician card. Some of you are getting this divine guidance and you're not taking inspired. You're not taking action. The Magician takes inspired action. He gets these wonderful ideas from God, and God's like, hey, Gemini, go do this. Oh, awesome, let me do this. Some of you are hesitating because you don't think you have what it takes. You don't think you have all the tools yet. You already do, Gemini, because they're all right there. You were given all of the aces the day you were born. It's just that the world didn't tell you that. Your parents didn't tell you. Society didn't tell you. Why? They don't want you to know. They don't want you to tap into your true potential. You've got that infinity symbol at the top of your head. That's unlimited potential right there. The infinity symbol. You are an infinite being. So start utilizing your God-given talents to your advantage. You already have what it takes, Gemini. Stop making excuses. Stop beating yourself up. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not really smart enough. Am I really that good? I know somebody here. You know who you are. You don't think you're a good writer, and people have said you are, and you keep self-sabotaging. You need to stop doing that, whoever you are. I know who you are. Stop doing it. God gave each and every one of you a beautiful gift. Stop thinking that you need to have the money, you need to have this, you need to quit that job, you need to start this job, you need to be in this house, you need to be whatever. Stop doing it. This is the You're Ready card, Gemini, and it's your card. You are showing up to your reading. This is significant. Find that willpower within you to make the magic happen. I said there's magic surrounding you, and this is the magic right here. Use the magic within you to create your reality. Watch your thoughts. Because again, with the doubting and the self-sabotaging and thinking that you don't have what it takes, thinking that you're not enough, thinking whatever it is that you're thinking that is false about you, you're going to manifest it. See, I was talking about manifesting? If you are that low vibrational, what your heart is, what you're trying to manifest will manifest, Gemini. And it has to be for your highest good. It's everything else that I talked about manifesting earlier. Whatever those ideas that are in that brilliant brain of yours, Gemini, do something with it. It's time for you to go. You're ready. You may not think you are, but you are. This is a major arcana here. Go do what God is telling you to do. Those downloads, those insights you're getting, do something with it. You have what it takes. There's something about manipulation. You may be still surrounded by somebody, might even be another Gemini, who is manipulating you. Or somebody is manipulating you. Again, I said manipulation. Somebody is dealing with another Gemini. Or it could be, you may not be Gemini's sun. You've got Gemini in your chart, like moon or rising or something. But here. There's some mind manipulation here. Like super mind manipulation here. See, communication. Somebody communicates in a way that is very manipulative. Again, it's mental abuse, I'm hearing. Okay? A trickster. Mind games. Someone who's very, very good with mind games. This person's intelligent too, but they use their intelligence for malice, if that's a word. I think that makes sense. For bad. Let's put it that way. This person knows how smart they are, and they know what to say to try to manipulate the other person. They know what to say to trap the other person. Get away from this person. This person has no control over you, Gemini. None. Be very careful. You may even be doing this to yourself. Ooh. That's a big one. You may be tricking your own self into thinking things. Be very careful with that, Gemini. Victimhood. There's no need for this. There's no need for this. You are not a victim, Gemini. You got to get out of that. You got to get out of it. You got to release the pain and suffering. Again, some of you could be doing these rituals and praying and doing stuff, but if you don't actually do the work, you're still going to be in this. You have to let it go. Stop focusing on the heartbreak of the betrayal. There's a divorce for some of you with this. Some of you really, really need to heal from a very crappy divorce from somebody who was mind effing you like there was no tomorrow. You're not a victim here. You really have to fight this a different way. You have to overcome this because you feel like you've been ruined. It's like rock bottom. Do not get into the rock bottom state here, Gemini. It is unnecessary. This is not where God wants you to be. These are huge lessons for you to learn. There's a 10 here. This needs to end. Learn from these big lessons that you underwent through. Be the Queen of Swords and say, you know what? I know why I went through this. This is going to teach me not to deal with manipulative people anymore. This is going to teach me not to feel like a victim anymore. It's going to teach me that I can overcome a divorce, that I am a strong person, that I can create the world that I want. I do not have to be in 10 of Swords. That's a huge lesson that some of you need to learn here. These big life's experiences that made you feel like you're dead in the water are to help save you, to help you to heal, to release the past, that whatever this is bringing you, whatever this is. You want the worst to be over, Gemini? You have to pull the swords out of your back. Nobody's going to do it for you. You can do all the praying you want, but God's asking you to pull the swords out of the back. Because he's telling you, those swords in your back, that's actually an illusion. Because look, those swords aren't in her back, are they? They're not. So stop thinking that they are. And if you're in dealing with a divorce right now, or you've been divorced, it's the end. The worst is over. Move on. Move on with your life. And if this person, if you might even have a child, because this is 6 of Cups. All right, yeah, there's like a father here. There's like a divorced father who is dealing with a very manipulative ex-wife. This is for somebody specific. You have a kid, you have a son together. This person like really jacked you up, made you feel like this. And this divorce really ruined you. Maybe ruined you financially too. It's over, Gemini. For whoever this is, it's done. Do not allow this person to manipulate you anymore. You are way smarter than that. Way smarter. Again, you also have to communicate your truth here. Some of you have to actually get the willpower and say, you know what? You cannot control me anymore, or my son. This person might even be controlling your son or your child. It doesn't have to be a son or children. All right? You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You have what it takes. You're ready. And if you've cleared this already, for whoever this is, and there's something about connecting with somebody, either it's you, Gemini, or your person, you've been given the signs already. All right? Keep paying attention to the signs. You're ready to go. Somebody here has really, it's like this is like a karmic here. Someone has really let go of this really tough situation, or this tough divorce, or this with this manipulative person. Mentally abusive person. This is a new beginning for you, Gemini, or your person. You already have what it takes. Luck is on your side. God is on your side. Universe is on your side. And you know it. You know it. The worst is over now. You can now move forward with what God has told you to do. Whatever plans you were making, whatever guidance you've been given. And for some of you, your plans are about coming to visit somebody, or coming, or there is the romantic getaway right there. Knight of Wands, travel. But it's like, this could be you, Gemini. You're ready to move forward and go after what it is that you want, because you know what it is that you want. You want somebody. You want a job. You want something. Have that courage and confidence to take that risk, because you are ready. That's for those of you who know you're ready. If you're the person dealing with this karmic here, and you've cleared that out, you know God's telling you you're ready now, Gemini. It's time to go. It's time to go. Go take the risk. You already know that it's going to work out in your favor. Because look, what's behind it? The stars. This is your destiny. You know whoever you're rushing towards is your destiny. This is fated. You know this. The stars have aligned. That's why it's go time for you, Gemini. For whoever that is. What's at the top? Look, 3 of Pentacles. Those of you who need to do the work, see something with music. Music keeps coming up. Collaboration, teamwork. You know you want to build something masterful with this person. The others of you, you got to start doing what you love. That's what's going to bring you your abundance, your wealth, right there. King of Pentacles is there, guys. You guys are very smart. I've said that a lot. I haven't said it in a while, but I've said that often in other readings. It's been a while, but you guys, you have to take those risks. You have to go after what it is that you want, and you cannot be rushing things either. You have to go with the flow. Right? Again, if you're like waiting around for like union and you're doing all these things to try to bring it together, nope. If you're not doing the work, it's not going to happen. If you want your work life to change and you're not doing anything, it's not going to happen. You can do all the rituals and manifesting and meditations you want. It's not going to work if you don't do something. Okay. Let's see what your guidance is for this week. See what I said? Ground yourself. Hematite. Gemini, you guys keep getting grounding messages. You guys gotta ground yourselves. Tiger's eye, overcome your fears. Get out of your head. Please go spend some time in nature. All right? Connect with Mother Earth. Ground yourself. When was the last time you walked barefoot outside? Joining with the earth in this simple fashion can help you feel grounded and connected. Define what stability feels like for you so that you can create that sense of security for yourself even during the most turbulent times. For most of us, self-discovery is a lifelong endeavor, but stay true to your core values, to what makes you you. This is how to become secure in your career, your home life, or any other aspect of your world, physical or spiritual. Consider what self-care methods would help support a solid foundation so that you can devote energy to other areas of your life. You can have roots and still fly. Has something rocked your foundation? Do you feel grounded? Your affirmation is, I am grounded and connected to the earth. Today, stand tall, close your eyes, and visualize yourself rooted in the ground. See, I said it, and the card comes out. Like, you guys really have to start working on grounding yourself. And it's not just listening to root chakra healing meditations either. You have to do the actual work. Some of you literally have to spend more time out in nature. That is really going to help you. Tiger's eye, overcome your fears. Sooner or later, we are all called upon to take action and face our fears. Be empowered, courageous, and bold. Even the bravest among us experience fear. It matters only that you face that fear and overcome it. Don't let the natural instinct to avoid discomfort prevent you from realizing some of your greatest experiences. Storm the proverbial castle, push open the gates, embrace your inner tiger, and stare down that fear until it is conquered. Shift your perspective and welcome fear as an opportunity to step up, meet the challenge, and demonstrate your resilience. What are you afraid of? Does fear affect your day-to-day choices? How would your life look if you overcame fear? Your affirmation is, I face fear head on. Today, begin one thing you've been afraid to do. Do it today, Gemini. That one thing you're afraid to do it today. It says today, begin one thing you've been afraid to do. Do not procrastinate on it. Some of you have been avoiding it. All right. And we're in the year of the water tiger. So you have the water tiger spirit supporting you with this too. So take advantage of that. There's nothing to fear, guys. That's why you got to get grounded. God's going to show you like, hey, you know, Gemini, there's nothing to fear. I'm here. I'm supporting you with this. Why are you giving power to the devil? That is unnecessary. You are a child of God, not a child of the devil. Transmute that fear into light, to faith, guys. You need more faith. Let's see what this new moon in Pisces is bringing you. All right, thank you. Full moon in Scorpio. Ooh, facing your fears, right? Scorpio's about that. See, I talked about the death card. Breathe through the tension. Bottom of the deck is last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. Let's read the full moon in Scorpio. Oh, wrong book. Full moon in Scorpio. Here we go. Breathe through the tension. There's a strong sexual energy around you now. The good news is that sexual energy is very creative. A tense situation could be about to boil over, so go carefully. Time spent outdoors will help you to calm your emotions as well as increasing your general well-being. You need to find a balance between your emotions and your sensual side. Don't deny this part of yourself. Use the energy to create what you want. Balance your ability to caress with your need to be caressed. When we're emotionally overheated, we end up focusing on what we don't want rather than on what we do want. Bear this in mind now and breathe. Your manifestation affirmation is, sexual energy fires me up in a good way and helps me express my creativity too. So yeah, there might even be something here with, connecting with somebody with love. And I talked about insane chemistry, right? Love isn't just sex, all right? So if there's like some sexual tension here, or you're in a drought, utilize that energy, transmute it to something creative. Some of you, it's writing, whatever this is, okay? Don't let that consume you. Last quarter moon in Virgo. Where is it? Attend to the details. It would be lovely to think that manifesting means just snapping your fingers and magically making everything better. However, there's more to it than that. Past worries, mean comments, self-doubt, and fears need to be dealt with before you can start to feel good. A tedious task may need to be taken care of before you can move forwards and make the magic happen. Worries slow down your ability to make magic, so attend to the details, then you can have fun. Who doesn't want to just throw it all in and go on an adventure around the world? But who pays the bills? Sometimes you have to do all the boring stuff first before you allow yourself the time you need to roam and enjoy. Clear tasks away. Your manifestation affirmation is, I am guided and protected by the divine. I told you, God's got this. See what I said about manifesting? Can't snap your fingers. You can't just do full moon, new moon rituals and listen to meditations. Gotta do the work, and you have to release the fears and stuff. You have to push that out on your own. If people, you guys, let me know in the comments or send me an email. If you need help with that, let me know. Either I'll do a class or I'll put something out there to help you to break this stuff. I know part of this would be reintegrating the divine feminine, which would really help you with better manifesting, because that goes in tandem with this guy right here, the master manifester. All right, that class is going to help you overcome those fears and learn how to better manifest. Like I said, you can't just be hoping and praying and doing rituals and stuff. It doesn't work that way. That's where a lot of these spirituality people, it's like, oh, I'm manifesting this, I'm manifesting that. It's like, oh, I'm trying to manifest having a job at home. Are you taking the risk by actually already leaving the job and starting a business or something? Or starting a business while you're in the job and then leaving? Something like that? Did you work towards something? Did you start putting pen to paper? Like, you get what I'm saying, right? You have to do something. Get the ball rolling if you actually want it to manifest. All right, let's see what's going on with your love situation. Did I put that card away? I did. Let's see what's going on. What guidance do we have for Gemini's love situation? Spirit guides and angels. They want that to come out. Thank you. Here's the artwork. I love the artwork. Oh my God, forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. I talked about forgiveness, did I not? For life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Stop. This is blocking you from manifesting what you want. I keep telling this to people. If you still have this in your heart space, you are blocking manifesting your heart's desires. Why do you think a lot of people don't actually get all these miracles and blessings? Because they have a hard time doing this. The reintegrating the divine feminine class helps you understand this. You are not a true divine feminine if you can't forgive. I'm going to flat out say it. I think I've said it before. Here's the other one. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. I talked about this. Balance. You don't claim, you don't force, you don't control. Balance. You allow things to happen. Again, give and take, right? I also talked about challenges, ebbs and flows. New beginning is at the bottom of the deck. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. New beginning. Right here. Right here. Forgive yourself for allowing stuff to happen. Okay? That's why some people have a hard time forgiving others. Because what they don't realize is that not only are they angry with what happened with somebody, they're really angry with themselves for allowing it to happen. Let it go. Shit happens. Forgive yourself, learn from it, and move on. You will not be able to manifest what your heart is desiring if you cannot do this. Okay? You want that new beginning? Try doing that for a change. This is what a true divine feminine does. She forgives. She doesn't condone it, obviously. It doesn't mean that you condone what they did. It doesn't mean that they win. It brings peace. It clears your heart chakra. And it helps you to move forward. Because you cannot progress. You cannot reach your true unlimited potential, your true destiny, if you are stuck in the past. You can't. That's why I said the Six of Cups. Let go of the past. Let it go. Doesn't help you, doesn't help anybody. God forgives you. Jesus forgave Judas and Simon Peter. We have that within us. Watch how much more free your life is going to be, how much more balanced your life is going to be when you forgive. It is for you, not for them. Have some compassion. Because at the end of the day, you do not know everything about that person as to why they did whatever it was that is causing you to not forgive them. Okay? I'm pretty sure somebody would want somebody to forgive you for something, right? We're not all saints, as I said. We're not. But it starts with you. You are mad at yourself for allowing it to happen. That's what your subconscious is really trying to tell you. Okay? All right, Gemini. I think you know the drill. If you would like to book a personal reading with me or a live coaching session, I keep doing that. Check out the description box below. My last Reintegrating the Divine Feminine class is February 27th at 2 p.m. It's a Sunday. I would love for you to be there. That class is going to help with a lot of this. Information on that is in the description box. If you go to capellawellness.com, it's underneath the coaching category of my Capella service suite. I do have an offer of 10% off your handwritten letter from your higher self. It's a handwritten love letter from your higher self. Other clients have been telling me that has been very eye-opening, very inspiring. It is a beautiful letter coming from your 5D self to you, and it helps open your eyes to a lot of things that your subconscious is afraid of. You're afraid of surfacing. Okay. The coupon code is in the description box as well. You'll see the link to that letter as well. It's similar to the letters that I do for Divine Masculine. If you've seen those, it's automatic writing. It's a gift that I've been blessed with. Again, see with my writing. You see me write the letter in the pre-recorded video. I read it to you, and I may pull an oracle after that. But the big thing is to channel into your higher self's energies and write down what your higher self really wants to tell you. Okay. So again, that link is in the description box, and the coupon code is it's next to the link as well. If you want to go to the website, it's underneath the personalized readings section of the Capella Service Suite. If you have any questions at all, you want to reach out to me, email's in the description. You go to capellawellness.com. You can find many different ways to get in contact with me there. All right, Gemini, that concludes your weekly reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today and always. I send you so, so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness. Starry out.